This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Cats and Pudding. And today, oh my God, I'm going to say it again for the fourth time today, that I have my dear friend, Big Joe Gambino, with me as my co-host today. Thank you so much for spending the day with me, Joe.
It's my pleasure, Jen. My pleasure.
I love hanging out with you. You're the
I love
best.
hanging out with you, too.
And we have a great guest that came all the way up from Philly. It's amazing. And Mr. Blake Rose, I'm going to say his last name wrong. Blake Rossell.
Yes,
I
you got it, Jen.
See?
The Big Man Podcast, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, the Big Man's Report Live podcast.
The Big Man's Report Live Podcast.
Big Man's Report Live. But that, did you get that from like, who had a Big Man show years ago? With, the hell is his name?
Blake did.
No, somebody just got thrown off, came back to TV. Was it back?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The late show host. What's his name? The one who got thrown off?
It's on the tip of my
Jimmy
tongue.
Kimmel,
That's
thank
okay.
you. Was it the, what do you have, the Big Man show?
I don't know if he had
The Man Show he had.
It was
Something-
Yeah. It was something called like the Man Show.
Oh, do you
But you're
have-
the Big Man Show.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, happened to be 6'7".
'Cause you're a big man.
Probably why.
It wasn't hard to come up with the name, to say the least. So I started out as a radio show down in South Jersey. So my podcast is based in Haddonfield, New Jersey, which is right outside of Philadelphia. I live in Philly currently. And I started out as a radio show, and I was live on the air every Saturday night, 8 o'clock. It was a local little news station. And then within the last 8 months, I wanted to go do a podcast form where it's, pre-recorded and it's kind of a little easier to book guests and you can kind of do it, save it for a later date. And I just, obviously this world's coming to a podcast world, as you can tell.
Podcast world.
It's like the way of the world with technology nowadays. So I came on to, I wanted to make it into a podcast, and the last 8 or 9 months, that's what it's called. So it was the Big Man Show at WOND Studios in South Jersey. Now it's the Big Man's Report Live podcast.
Nice.
So we just kept the name, but now went to a podcast.
Now it's a
See, you
podcast.
changed the ending. That's all right.
That's all.
That's good.
But it's still the same beginning. So tell us how you came up with the show criteria. How did you start the show?
Sure, yeah. I went to school for communications and media down at Stockton University, which is also down in South Jersey. I grew up down there. Went to school for media communications. I was a college basketball player, so I was the athlete.
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell. I'm probably shrinking a little bit, Jen. But yeah, so college basketball player, played high school, sports my whole life, baseball. And then I went to school for communications and media. And then I graduated with a bachelor's degree in communications and media. And then I was an intern there at the university before I graduated. And I had my own little show on Monday night. It was called 91.7 Lake Fred Radio. And it was like the college campus radio station. And I would do a show every Monday night, and I wouldn't even talk. I would introduce the show, but we would play like music. We were told to play music and exchange different discs and CDs, and we could come on and say a couple things if we'd like to, but it wasn't supposed to be an hour talk show. But we were able, me and the other guest, the girl I had on with me, she was interning as well. We kind of we didn't make it a full talk show, but we did say some things, shout out to campus this, or hey, the basketball team's got a big game this Friday night against so-and-so. So we talked a little bit, got our feet wet in radio. So it started out as the internship there, and then I actually went into coaching when I graduated college. Well, actually, I'll back up a step. I tried to get into finance and financial planning outside when I graduated from school. And I did that for about 5-6 months. It's a great business. I mean, people in the finance world make good money, obviously, and it's a you build a client book and all that. But I didn't think it was for me. I wanted to deal with people, but I didn't think that was for me at the time. So then I took a step back from that. I got my life insurance license, and then I went into coaching because that's what I know best: sports, basketball.
Okay.
I went into coaching, and then from the coaching for a few years, they actually asked me to be in the school. They say, "Hey, listen. You'd be great inside the building during the school day. You're a male presence, be good to have, another male teacher in the school." So aside from the podcast business, I was in the school, like working throughout the school during the day, like teaching kids basic skills, special study skills, along with coaching at night.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And they need that right now.
So
that's
then,
for sure.
You better believe it.
yeah, listen, in this day and age, it's hard with the, with the schools and the last, everything the last 5-6 years, what's been going on.
Especially in Philadelphia, it's not that easy.
Yeah,
right?
and I was in Philadelphia last year teaching, and it was not easy.
They're more liberal than we are here.
Yeah, it was rough, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it was tough dealing with all that stuff, but I just kept my nose down and did what I had to do. So just from the teaching and the coaching, I was on a woman's show, the radio show.
You're on a woman's show.
I was on a woman's show talking about nutrition. Shout out to Nancy Adler down in South Jersey, Nancy's Nutrition Live. She wanted to talk to me about me and my mom, because my mom's in the gymnastics industry. She's a sports person. So she wanted to talk to us about like nutrition, how to keep athletes healthy. And then the show went well. After that, she said, "Hey, listen, did anyone ever tell you have a radio voice?" She goes, "You'd be great on the radio." I said, "Nancy, it's funny you say that. I have a passion for media and radio and television." And then she said, "Here, one thing led to another." She hooked me up with the manager of the station. "Hey, why don't you guys coordinate a meeting through email?" And then from there, the rest was history. I got on the radio. I've been doing my show 4 years. I was on the radio 3 years, and now I'm just off the radio. Now I'm a podcast.
And it's so much, people don't realize how, well, you're in one of the biggest radio stations right now we're filming out of in New York.
I know,
which is pretty cool.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you again.
Yeah, well, I'm happy that you're here. But people don't realize how even radio, people are like, oh, I don't even listen to radio, but it's still a big deal. People still listen to radio all the time. People get in the car, they're driving, and they listen. And it's still a big way to communicate with people. It's really good. And it is very important to have a good voice for radio, because otherwise you're putting people to sleep.
Yeah.
Right, number one.
Hey, you don't want to do that driving,
Now, with your new car, you don't want to do that.
No, well, new cars, they basically drive themselves.
They
But
do.
if you have a boring voice, which obviously you don't, but if you have a boring voice on radio, you listen to the radio, you fall asleep.
You fall asleep or
pop for
driving.
apples.
That's true. You have to have a good voice. No, you do have a radio voice.
I appreciate that.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's got a certain sound to it.
It does. It's assertive. It's good. It's
Thank you.
stern. It's not boring. It's good stuff. So now, do you miss being on the radio now that you're only doing the podcast?
So I
Not
like
that you're only doing a podcast, but
sure, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed, like, it was cool getting the radio experience. I had I have producers at my podcast studio now, but like I had the live producer who was working the soundboard and would hold up the sign 30 seconds before we go to commercial break. You'd have people call in. So I like the suspense of radio. Like when you're pressed a little bit more because it's live. And you can have anybody call in. Somebody could call in. They screen the calls before they let somebody on the air. Right. I enjoyed that, like the factor of it, like it's like a quick, like it was an hour, but I like being able to talk to people from all, calling whatever topic I was talking about. And I brought guests on there as well. It wasn't just like I did the hour and they listened to me for the hour. I would actually bring guests on the radio station too. And it was, and there'd be a countdown and we're live, and then there'd be a commercial break with the music and all that stuff. So I like that part of radio. It was like the hustle and bustle of it. What I enjoy about the podcast now is like, it's more like, as I was telling you before, like more of a relaxed atmosphere. You can kind of sit, you can kind of, it's more relaxed.
You can say what you want.
Yeah, you can say what you want.
You can say fuck.
Yeah.
It's also pre-recorded, and then we have the nice editors that edit, chop it up.
Absolutely. They do a great job. The editors do a great job.
And they make it look better too.
Yeah.
But to a key, like you said, a key to a successful podcast or radio station, you always have to have guests on. You don't want to give them always the same material. You want to have different people on. That's probably why Jen, picked me as a co-host today.
I did. I did. That's why, because I pick interesting people to be my co-host.
Well, I'm interesting, all right.
And you are very interesting. And I pick interesting guests because people want to hear everyday stories. People want to hear, and you never know what's going to go viral. I was talking about it with another guest, or what's going to go, or what people are going to want to listen to, or what video that you're going to post that's going to have 500,000 views on it. You never know what it could be.
And I'm assuming that you were on social media, you have Instagram and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, so I'm on that as well, and I had that when I had the radio station too. I mean, it kind of circulates everything.
Okay.
Get the name out there to your audience. And, the talking points of what you're talking about, right? The guests you have on. So social media is a beautiful thing, as you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really since like the pandemic, you've seen a lot of more of the social media just kind of exploding.
Yeah.
People creating accounts, people going viral on TikTok, and people making funny videos, And one thing I admire, shout out to you guys in New York, what I admire is I think you guys make a lot of talk about like the family growing up Italian. You know what I mean? Like not, obviously I know the growing up Italian page, but like you tell the funny Italian stories and it catches on, and it just kind of, it's like contagious.
Yes.
I'm Italian on my father's side, and my mother's side's Irish, and she's English. So I know like the Italian growing up a little bit from my dad's side. And it's just funny. It's like relatable. If you
So
can relate.
you get your height from your mother's side.
Mother's side, yeah.
I figured that.
Matter of fact, my dad is
You don't get it from your Italian side.
my dad's the tallest out of his family.
How tall is he?
My dad, well, he's not over 6. He's about 5'10".
Okay,
But
that's pretty tall for an
my uncle
Italian.
Frank, and he'll get mad at me for saying this, and when I see him, he's gonna break my stones. But he's like 5. He's shorter, my uncle Frank. So, and he'll always say, he goes, yeah, your grandmother was smoking cigarettes when she had me. So it's just like, you guys, I think you're nuts.
So you're half Italian, half.
Yeah, I get the hair from my dad. Well, my dad's side, I guess you could say. My mother's side they have good hair too, but I always say I get my hair from
You do
my
have a
dad's
nice
side.
set of hair, I gotta tell you.
But you have a nice set of hair too.
I do.
You do.
I
It's good. It's good hair. It's definitely good hair,
I
Joe.
met some guy in the hallway years ago. They used to call him Slick, but you don't have slick back hair no more. I wonder if we're gonna see him later.
So do you live in like an Italian area where you're from in Philly?
So, so I grew up down the shore. My dad's family's from Philly, South
I love
Philly.
down the shore. A lot of
Yeah.
people call it down the shore.
What do they call it in New York? Do they say shore in New York?
We just say
you're
shore.
By the water.
We go in that.
Down by the
we
water.
go in that shithole Jersey. No, we say.
But if you're from the 5 boroughs, where's your beach? Your
Rockaway.
Shore. Yeah.
We go
Rockaway, Long Beach.
Long
Yeah.
Beach, Hamptons.
Yeah, the Hamptons. I know,
Chauncey's,
nice.
Jones.
Yeah. Jones Beach.
Yeah.
Robert Moses.
Right.
Coney. What was some Coney Island? Coney Island.
But believe it or not, a lot of New Yorkers used to go down to the Jersey Shore, like Seaside Heights
Yeah.
and
They did.
Wildwood.
So that's north of us, but we get. I think Jersey gets his like not reputation, but like the north, like this the show Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
You know, and like they talk the Seaside
Well,
Heights.
that's Seaside
and,
Heights.
Right,
that's
yeah,
Seaside Heights.
yeah.
Like Asbury
Yeah.
Park up there.
Yeah.
You know, DJ's Belmar. That's a little north of me, about a 50-some minutes north of me. But.
How far away are you from Atlantic City?
So I grew up in a short town called Margate. Again, say short town. Beach town called Margate, 10 minutes south of Atlantic City.
Oh, wow.
So my whole life, grew up going to Atlantic City, go to the restaurants, go to sport. They had a great ice hockey team back in the day called the Atlantic City Boardwalk Bullies.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I
like
heard
a
of it.
semi-pro hockey team.
Yes.
Atlantic City Surf was like a minor league baseball
Yeah.
team. So we had some cool memories of Atlantic City.
I don't feel like Atlantic City is as popular as it used to be.
No, it changed.
Right? It changed so
Oh,
much.
It changed. Everything
Because
changed.
people could gamble on their phone.
Yep.
People could gamble. They could get, now
Yeah.
that we have a casino here, but it's
Right.
not real tables, but it's so much different now, the gambling. Like me, I want to sit at a table and
Sure.
gamble. I want a
Right.
real dealer.
Yeah, you
I
want the experience.
I want that
Yeah.
whole experience to happening. Like sitting in there
Yeah.
all night long with oxygen pumping through me.
And you want to be
no
able
windows.
to smoke. I mean, I don't know.
And
If you're a smoker and you want to gamble, you want to be able to sit at a table,
Yes.
light a cigarette, light a cigar, and smoke.
Yes.
You can't do that in New York.
How can you gamble when you can't smoke at a table? That's ridiculous. It's synonymous with gambling. Right?
It is.
Smoking.
It is. It is for smokers.
smokers.
Non-smokers,
I mean-
whatever.
Yeah.
But it's gotta be. It's hard for people. I hate people who are non-smokers that don't want us to smoke.
It's usually
like,
the ex-smokers that are
they're the
bitch
worst.
the most.
They bitch the most. Yeah.
But I don't know how we got talking about smoking. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, the casinos. The
casinos,
Notorious.
yeah.
You
The
go in, you
casino.
play the slot machines, where you gamble at the table. You sit down at a table. Everyone likes to have a cigarette. You know, if you're a smoker.
Right.
But Atlantic City. When I say about Atlantic City, like it had its. I'm not saying it's terrible now. It's not really. Again, the heyday when these casinos came in the late '70s. Everybody went to Atlantic City for jobs, right? Like people from Philadelphia
Yeah.
came down,
Right.
moved out of Philadelphia. They came down to Atlantic City to get into the casino business. Jobs were overflowing. And then it had a good run for a long time. And like I said, some not great things happened to the city over time. Last 10, 15 years, some casinos closed down. But listen, I still enjoy going with my friends. We used to have the Hard Rock.
Bellagio.
Well, so I think
I have
that's
Bellagio.
Vegas, yeah.
Sorry, what is it?
Hard Rock
Borgata.
Cafe, the Borgata.
Borgata is my favorite.
Love the Borgata. And the Ocean Casinos.
Water Club is
They're my
my
top
Ocean.
three.
Yeah. And then they just opened up another Golden Nugget there or
Golden
something,
Nugget,
right?
yeah.
They did. They opened up
The
a
Golden
new one.
Nuggets, where the old Trump Marina was.
Yeah.
Where Donald Trump had the Golden Nugget bought that out, and now they're right on the water of the Marina District.
Yeah.
Now you say you live in South Philly, right?
Yeah.
Now how far are you from Atlantic City? I know Philadelphia's very close, but how far are you?
So I moved to Philly last year. That's where I currently reside. And my podcast studio is about 10 minutes, 15 minutes over the bridge in New Jersey. So about, you could say an hour, a little under an hour.
Oh, okay.
No traffic. It's a quick run from Philadelphia to Atlantic City. It's a quick run. And they even have, years ago, they built a train just so people could come down and gamble, go to Atlantic City from Philadelphia, like the 30th Street Station.
Yeah.
They call the New Jersey Transit, would come down into Atlantic City. And they still have the train. But about an hour, I would say.
And that's considered South Philly.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's Philadelphia, there's South Philly, there's North Philly, there's West Philly. So South Philly is like the real Italian part of Philadelphia. Now there's Italians that grew up in North Philly, maybe some in West Philly, Overbrook, but the main crown of like the neighborhood, like, you know, Irish, Italian, your second streeters are Irish, your Italians are all like Packer Park, South Philly, you know, Broad Street, right by all the stadiums, the Eagles, the Phillies, that's all like real South Philly down there.
Right.
So the bridge, Walt Whitman Bridge, is right by my townhouse where I'm at. It takes me literally like a minute outside of my development to hop on the bridge, and if I can go wherever I want. In New Jersey, it's a nice location.
And you get Skinny Joe's.
Yeah, Skinny Joey's. Shout out to Skinny Joe.
Shout out Skinny Joe.
Skinny Joe, he's a dear friend of mine. He's killing it with his cheesesteaks in Philly. He's doing
he had a
he
line
was
of-
down in Mulberry Street. His stand was down in Mulberry
On
Street.
San Gennaro, I mean, the line was crazy.
Yeah. He had his cheesesteak stand here back in San Gennaro a few weeks ago. I wasn't able to come up, but he did a great job. He was fantastic, and he was packed. Everybody was going up to him and buying cheesesteaks, from what I hear. And even down in the city, in South Philly, there's always lines wrapped around. I mean,
I'm sure.
you know, like
He's killing it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you a funny story about Joey. When I went to meet him at a saloon once, and my most viral video, the one that got like the most, over 25 million likes, views, was the one I did at saloon trying the espresso. The only reason why it got that many views is because he was standing behind me, not because of the coffee.
Yeah.
You know, because it was testing coffees out.
Sure.
Yeah.
How Philly makes an espresso like New York. You know.
right.
I had to say the truth. You know. he was right there, but it was
Was it better?
It was great. It was great. Coffee was great. Delicious. But that was the video that made me go viral.
Yeah.
That video there.
So you guys ate the Saloon. Saloon's one of the top,
Great
I think,
restaurant.
restaurant
Great
in
restaurant.
South Philly. Top notch, the best. Like, you got Dante Luigi's, you got Ralph's, you got Villa de Roma, you know, the Italian Market, 9th Street section where Rocky ran the steps. And funny story about Rocky real quick. My dad's family was in the Rocky movies. I want to say his second cousins, in the first movie, when he was in the steps of South, when he was walking through the row homes, and little Marie with the blonde hair, he goes, "Rocky, screw you, creepo," and like gave him the screw you, the fu. That little girl in that film was my dad's cousin, Jody Letizia. She's an actress.
Oh wow!
She actually has in Bucks County. She lives in Bucks County, Philadelphia now, outside of Philly, and she has in Center City. She has like a theater company, and then her uncle Joe, and you guys will like this one. Her uncle Joe Letizia, my dad's great uncle. He was dear friends with Frank Sinatra, and they used to fly Frank in. And then remember the 500 Club in Atlantic City? The Rat Pack used to go there back in the 50s. Right. So Skinny D'Amato was the owner of the 500 Club.
What, is everybody in Philly named Skinny?
Well, actually,
I don't know why, because they eat pretty good over there.
yeah. So Skinny D'Amato he ran the 500 Club in Atlantic City. Now I don't know his whole backstory if he was a Philadelphia guy originally. I could be wrong. I don't want to speak on behalf of where he was from. I know he had the 500 Club in Atlantic City, and all the entertainers, Sammy Davis, Dean Martin, Peter Lawford, they all used to go in there into the 500 Club. Don Rickles used to all go in there, and my dad's uncle Joe was Skinny D'Amato's bodyguard, and he was also in Rocky II when Rocky went to buy the Trans Am, the Pontiac Trans Am on Broad Street in Rocky II, and he goes with Adrian. And he goes in there, and the gentleman with the clipboard,
and he buys
suit.
the tiger jacket too.
Yeah, right. That was my dad's uncle Joe. Sold him the car as a car salesman.
Wow,
that's cool.
Wow.
That's a great story.
Yeah,
that was a great Trans Am
Is the Rocky statue still there? Or they move it?
The Philadelphia, the Art Museum, the steps. Yeah,
it's still there. All right.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I've been there, but that was years ago.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Philly's got a lot of great history. I mean, obviously, it's like the birthplace of our nation, right?
Yeah.
And it's just got a lot of
the city of brotherly love.
That's right.
Right.
The Liberty Bell is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Betsy Ross House, Benjamin Franklin, and it's a historic city.
Very historic.
And now you got Skinny Joe's cheesesteaks.
And we got Joey's cheesesteaks.
I mean, come on, you can't. I haven't been to Philadelphia.
Listen, you got to come down. Try his cheesesteaks. He's the best.
I tried to get one in San Gennaro. I was not waiting on the line.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but I was like, I'm not waiting.
You wait on lines?
I don't wait on lines, but he wasn't at the booth, so I couldn't go up and say, hey, can you give me a cheesesteak? So I was, and there was too many people. It was very crowded this year, San Gennaro. It was too much. Yeah, very. It was nuts.
Nah, and listen, he's doing a great job, and I've known him a number of years personally, but he's doing a great job when he opened up his shop. And he's just the attraction he's getting from people that, that are coming in from all over the country. A lot of famous rappers have came in, like Fat Joe came down there.
Yeah.
Fat Joe's a New York guy, right? A New York
He's a New
rapper.
Yorker, yeah.
He's New
Came
York.
down. I mean, I know he was like old. He was, his music were like the 90s, early 2000s.
Yes.
But he's big. Jadakiss has been there. A lot of the Philadelphia Eagles players have been down there to try his steaks. So he's killing it. Yeah. And his steak's good. His chicken cheesesteak's phenomenal, and the wings are very good. And then, his actual cheesesteak and the seeded roll he uses versus seeded bread. And
Well, now that we just gave him a whole commercial for my show, he should advertise with me now.
Good luck with that, Jen.
So now with your show, what kind of guests you mainly have on? Like, what is your topic? Like, is there a specific topic with your show or no?
Yeah. So with my show, I interview everybody. Like, there's no like exact, like people always ask me, are you a sports show or do you focus just on this or you just focus on sports? So I interview anybody with a story, any industry. I've had actors, entertainers, guys from Sopranos. I've had, professional gamblers on, anybody with a story. I had Miss New Jersey 2024. She's big in the American pageants. She was on last, let's say a few months ago. So anybody with a story that really social media influence, I talk to anyone. Tell me how you get.
Sound like me. I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah, and as we were saying, Jen, off camera, our shows are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Because we don't narrow it down to one industry or profession.
No.
We'll talk to anybody, and that's
how you be successful. That's the way to go.
Yeah, and I thought, when I structured my show, I thought that's something that would be beneficial to talk to anyone, like not shutting anybody down. And I don't, I've had politicians on in the past. I don't dive into politics heavily. If it gets brought up, I'll talk a
Me
little
too.
bit.
If it gets brought up, I'll talk
Talk-
about it, but I
exactly.
don't. That's not like my major, platform where I'm going to talk about it.
Right. I had some people
You
on.
try to stay neutral when it comes to that kind of stuff.
You have
because
to.
Whatever your views are,
Yeah.
you have the public that like your show that they have their different opinions. So you have to not be so. How do you say it?
You can't be pigeonholed, and
You can't because then it's going to ruin your show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know?
Because you're going
Or-
to offend somebody,
Right.
and they're not going to like what you have to say. So
You can voice your opinions, but
Yeah.
that's
Sure.
but in a certain way that you don't offend certain people.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Well, yeah, but some people, they always just get offended no matter what you say. There's just
that's so.
certain people are just,
Well, we're not talking about those people.
You
Those
can't
people,
please
fuck
every
those
listen.
people.
Some people you
Yeah.
can't please. No matter what you say, what you do, there'll always be a problem. And you have those people out there.
But
You
you
know what I
have listen. I have a business, so I have to be.
Sure.
I can't.
Yeah.
Well, that's the main reason why I can't be because I can't do that either because I have to appeal to the masses. So so it's just so when you're a business owner, it's even not just because of my podcast, but because of that as my main reason why
Right.
I would just keep it to myself. Do I voice my opinion if I feel a strong urge to? Yes, I do. If it's very, if I feel like it's common sense and it's not like somebody's going to say, oh yeah, they're going to know which way I'm leaning, or whatever it is. But it's just usually more towards common sense that I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
And voice my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't really think there's anything really wrong with that. But again, like you said, if you have a business or if you have things that, look, we can feel strongly about what we want to say. And that just, how we feel. But like you said, there's some sensitivity going on in today's world where you got to kind of watch what you say,
I think
But I do
people are
agree
too
with you, though.
sensitive.
No,
Way
I
too
agree. Listen,
sensitive.
I agree.
Right?
Way too sensitive.
Especially
Yeah.
these kids, they're so sensitive.
Yeah.
They're very. It's like you know what, and they have no attention span. That's the whole thing with the podcast world too. It's like nobody wants to sit and listen for 35, 20, even 25 minutes.
Right.
They want instant gratification. They want to watch it in 30 seconds. They want to know everything in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I know my kids, like my youngest. I don't ever see their friends ever sitting down and watching a movie ever. So
No, it doesn't happen anymore.
they do not watch movies. I don't see them sitting down for that long of a period of time to even to sit and get into a plot or get into something. So it's like, I think, I don't know what's going to happen with this generation. It's kind of like, what are they going to have? They're going to cut it down to 3-second videos now with the fastest videos. That's going to be the next thing. It's like, you have to make the fastest video.
Yeah, but then at that point, it won't even make sense.
Yeah,
It won't
but
even make sense. Like, how are you going to sum up a conversation in 3 seconds?
it's impossible, but they don't even have the attention span. They say that people scroll their phones an average person scrolls their phone the length of the Empire State Building every day. Isn't that crazy?
I believe
Think
it.
about that.
I believe it.
So it's people scrolling up
Yeah.
the length of a building every day. An average person.
Yeah.
Not even a person who's like overly on their phones.
Well, you worked in a school. I mean,
Yeah,
you probably saw
and
it.
I still actually do work in a school. I'm in a Catholic school in South Jersey.
There you go.
That's what I do besides my podcast. So,
So you see it hands on.
yeah, phones with these kids are the biggest thing. Like, but where I'm at, I'm kind of blessed. Philadelphia, it was bad, and listen, all schools have the same problem, because this generation of kids. But when they come in the rooms, they got to put their phones on the door. Like there's like these holders for their phones. They can't sit down until they put them in there, and they're pretty good about it. Like these are good kids, Catholic school kids. The parents are paying good money to send them to a private school,
Right?
And they're good for the most part. But the phone is an issue because these young, as soon as they get out in the hallway, right back on the phone.
That's it.
They sit down at lunch, right back on the phone. They're all big with the Snapchat, TikTok, and they find these trends on TikTok. Like I don't know if you heard of this new one. These kids are all the 6, 7. If you're on TikTok, right?
I am. I heard of it, of course.
It's like this new slang thing, and these kids are all saying it. It's like I'm like, what does that even mean?
What does it mean?
I'm out of-
They
Wait,
speak a different language. My son's 12 years old. He speaks Roblox. His name is Joe. I said, Joe, what the fuck did you just say? He speaks his own language. They have their own language.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't
And I
get
think as
it.
adults, we could say we're on the phones too. Like it's, but
Yeah, we're guilty of it.
we're
Yeah,
guilty of it. But I think we understand a time and place because we're older and we're wiser. The young kids are just like, I have an electronic device in front of me. This is so it's just like, what do we, I'm sure you've talked to people about this on your podcast maybe before about like kids nowadays versus kids back then. You see more kids playing outside. Now kids
Yes.
are more on their phones, iPads inside, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree? I mean, like back in the day, kids were
Oh,
always
yeah.
outside.
We-
Oh, it's outside
Playing.
throwing stick balls at buses. And
Yeah.
then
I
you
didn't
have
see
kids
my
just playing on
friends
their
all
phones.
day. And you know what? We used to find each other. We had no phone.
No phones.
We had no beeper. And guess what? We found each other every single day, all of us.
Oh, I had a beeper, Jen. I
Yeah,
had a beeper.
I didn't have a beeper until I was in high school or later in high school. I was born in 1970, so I'm old. But we didn't have we survived, and you know what? It
Not
was
that
so
old,
much better. Old. I mean, we survived, and you know what? It was. I
Yeah.
think the world was a better place.
Yeah.
It was simple.
It
It was
really it
simple.
was easier. You know, you didn't have to be connected to everybody all day long because now it's like you're almost. You're ignoring people now at this time. And
Right.
people know you're ignoring them when you don't answer them because it's like, I didn't see it. No, I know you're sorry. You're just ignoring me now. But so I just tell people, look.
Or they put you on unread.
Right, they put you on unread, right,
Yeah.
and then you can't tell if they do. But
Yeah.
you know that the person is, everybody's
They're
looking
glued
at
to
their
their phone
right.
24 hours a day.
So if they don't answer you, it becomes like, oh yeah, you didn't answer me. No, and I tell people straight out, if I don't answer you, it's because I have to shut my brain off at nighttime. I cannot answer everybody.
Right.
And that's it. I have to.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll malfunction if I don't. I don't know.
And I love when people say like you go out to a restaurant now and two people on a date, they're not even talking to each other, they're on their
No.
phone.
Oh, that's the best. When you
Like,
see that,
that's-
it's
I
like,
mean, might as well just go home and text each other.
Right.
FaceTime each other.
Right.
Right,
just
right.
I mean,
right.
you're right here next to someone, but you don't want to talk to them. Go home. Save money.
It's so weird. Don't you find it weird?
Yeah. Extremely,
And that's
extremely.
true. I've seen that. Yeah,
It's
that's
strange.
awkward.
yeah, it is.
But
It
even
is.
the
You're far
kids,
away.
when they're all walking and all their heads are down.
Yes.
And then you wonder how they're gonna get killed. They're walking in the middle of the street. They're not even watching what's happening. I get scared with my little one. I'm like, you don't even pick your head up when you're walking. I go, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hit by a car walking in the street. Like, what are you doing? And this is it. They're like mesmerized. It's like they're hypnotized.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's-
Sure.
it's-
So what's gonna happen? I don't know.
my uncle calls it the zombie generation because that's what basically it is. Take their phone away. Take a kid's phone away around 11, 10 years old. Take the phone away. See what happens to them. They go into convulsion. They lose their mind.
It's true.
That's the punishment I give my son.
Yeah.
Give me your phone. What? Nick, give me your phone. For how long? For an hour. Imagine
They're
if I said for a day. Forget about it.
They get like junkies. They start scratching themselves.
Yeah.
They get
They don't know what to do.
They start
They're-
withdrawing.
Listen, they're lost.
It's crazy. But that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like even like with all of this, how is people is the next generation going to be able to have the attention span
Right.
to actually listen to somebody have a conversation?
Yeah.
Right? To actually listen to another person talk and discuss something. So where are we heading? Like, it's crazy.
I mean, I guess it all depends, and it's hard. Like, I mean, how the kids are raised nowadays. I'm sure if you have old school parents and maybe their parents, were a certain way when they grew up, and now they have kids, and now they're like, I'm going to follow the way I was raised, and I'm going to raise my kids that way. Like, where maybe phone time once, certain time for phone time, then you got to put it away, go play a sport or go outside or, go be social with your friends. I mean, and you're not in my eyes, you're not being a mean or a bad parent, like taking away from your kids' youth. I just think you're actually doing them a favor.
It's more annoying for us because we have to hear them annoying us about it. That's really what it is. No baby ever died from crying. It's the parents who can't bear them crying to put them in their crib to have them stop. They're just going to fall asleep.
Well, they should be playing on the phone in the crib at that age anyway.
No, but you know what I mean? It's just like a... They should be on the phone.
But doing these podcasts now, like, what do you feel is the key to the algorithms? Because I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm so-called a social influencer. I still don't know what that means.
You are an influencer.
Yeah, I know, but I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning as I
modest.
go. No, it's just I'm being honest.
He's a modest guy.
Did you figure out the algorithms to a certain point? I know you can't really figure them out, but to a certain point where it will pop off. Like, this video I'm doing right now, it's going to go viral.
Yeah, that's a great question. I really think it depends, and this may be cliche to say this, but like on the content you're putting out there, like, people may say stick with one thing that you can align yourself with and just push that out and just go with that, and it catches on, right? But then again, what about like the question about if you have a variety in your show? Maybe somebody's from the acting world, somebody else could be like a journalist, or somebody else could be a business owner. So now it's like you're going to get their audiences. At least I'm speaking from on my perspective, like you're going to get those audiences on what you're interviewing, right?
Yeah.
But like as an influencer, and I'm a podcast host, but I'm still like kind of in that world, influencing a little bit.
Right.
But I think as an influencer, I think you got to pick something that's going to like stick, and just kind of what you think really catches on to people's attentions and run with that. Like if it's working for you, stay with it. And I think I've noticed that with some comedians. I've noticed that with people that just talk about like one thing only, and they keep making like 4, 5, 6 reels a day. And you look at them like 3, 4 months, 5 months ago, small like little audience, and then now you look at them 6, 7, 8 months later, they've grown, right? Because they kind of stayed with what works.
So you're saying like basically do a niche, is find your niche and stay with it. But does that niche run out?
Yeah, and
after a certain amount of time.
And exactly, and I think it can. And then what? And then what? Maybe you change it up to something else. Keep yourself relevant. You got to keep pushing what you think's what people like, and what people, like I said to you guys earlier, like, I have Italian in my blood from my dad's side. You guys are Italian, New York's real Italian. And I think all the Italian comedy has really like kicked off, like really became huge, like out of this area.
Oh yeah.
And people are like, you're getting hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views. And it's funny, and people, can you say, I can relate to that. My father was the same way. My Nona was the same way.
Yep.
Or that's the way I raised my kids, right? And I think that's a good like outlet or an avenue, because I think that's one thing I can say, that the Italian comedy is funny. Not that we're making fun of ourselves, but people think it's comical.
People can relate to it.
They can relate, and it's comical. Comedians find their stick, I use Vic DiBitetto as an example. Vic, you guys know Vic. He's
very funny,
hysterical.
Yeah,
he does his skits like he has the New York Giants character. He does the Giants coach or the Yankees coach after a game. Relating to the New York field, the New York sports, that catches on. I see his videos when he does that, it blows up. Like thousands of views, thousands of likes, and we don't want to drown ourselves in the idea of how many likes we get, how many views we get. We want to just have fun doing the content, and all that stuff kind of comes along.
Yeah.
Right.
If you focus on, I need to get 2,000 likes on this reel. I need to get 50,000 views, or I'm not going to be happy. You can't make it like that.
You said yourself a failure.
You're a failure.
No, it's true.
It's not. It's starting out. Believe me, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's
not easy. No, it's not
you
easy.
Guys know.
That's why I want different opinions to see if I'm not losing my mind.
Yeah.
You know what? I think for me, because I do it more for fun, because I have a business. Like my business is my business.
Yes.
Like that's paying my bills. Instagram and TikTok, unless it's not really paying your bills. I mean, unless you get a big endorsement from somebody.
Speak for yourself.
But it's just not the stuff that I want anyway. But it's what I do is a big
Right.
a big purchase. So it's like, so I have, that has to coincide with that.
Yes.
So whatever I do, I have to say to myself, am I doing this? And it's going to take away from my big payday for what I do for my business, you know? But doing it, for me, I do it more for fun, like when I do stuff on social media. And for me, too, I can't do certain things that other people could put on their pages. I'm a doctor. I do Botox. I'm not putting a pizzeria on my page. Believe me, I get people asking me all the time can you do this? Could you do this? I go, I'm a doctor. I'm not putting a cannoli on my page. Like, I'm just not doing that. Like, I have to stay in my certain realm because I also have to keep to my brand. So I think, like what you said, you have to stay to your own brand. And if you do have a business, you have to kind of stay in that. In that realm.
Right.
People love that I'm Italian. They love the way when I talk. They love that they walk into my office and like, oh my God, you're the same way that you are on your videos. I love you. Like, you know, but that brings them in. But for me, I can't do certain things because I guess my page is because of my business page where it is.
Right.
So I don't know. It works different for you.
You're kind of restricted, you're trying to say.
I am restricted in certain things because it would look like I was pandering.
But
if
on
I
this
did a lot of
podcast at Cats and Puddings, you're not really restricted, right?
No, I could say what I could do whatever I want. If you notice, I really don't talk about my business on my podcast.
Right.
But what about you? But Joe, you have a big following.
Well, that's why I was asking Blake because
go.
I'm still learning as I go. Like this all happened by accident. Obviously, you know my story. Or if you don't, maybe I'll come on your show and I'll tell you. But I'm still learning as I go. It's you learn every day, and you can't figure it out. Like, you know, this will do really well, and then the next time you do the same exact thing, it won't do as well. You know, it's like all right.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, some things hit, some things stay, some things don't work, and then you just got to toss it out and you go to something else. You know.
Yeah.
But don't you look at some things on TikTok and like, why do people this is not funny? Why do people think this is such a great video? I don't think that this is funny. Like, why are these kids thinking this is funny?
When you talk about TikTok and then you talk about Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, two totally different animals.
Yeah.
Like it's a totally different world, I think.
All three of them are different worlds.
Yeah, but I think TikTok is definitely out there away from the other platforms of social media. Maybe what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think YouTube, you go more long form. I think like the long stream videos, people want to watch, like if you're watching something where you want to watch a full podcast or you want to watch a full video on something, and they have their shorts.
Right.
But I do think the TikTok and the Instagram, the reels and the quick little videos are more attention grabbers. That people regurgitate them and they become like contagious, and that's how something goes viral. Like if they think it's funny, they watch it again. Go back, they watch it again. They send it to their friends.
Right.
And then it just starts getting shared around like crazy. And then we may think it's not that funny. How'd this get a million likes? 10 million views. How? But other people generations or whatever may think it was funny, and then now they're sharing it, and it's boosting the algorithm, and now it's blowing up. Right?
You see how the algorithm is a fucking confusing beast?
I think somebody's behind there like twisting, hatching their plan, twisting their muscles.
There is. I'd love to meet him.
I'm gonna make this go viral.
I think Instagram has they have somebody that they have people that work that review things.
I'm sure.
We're going to push this out, or we're going to keep this back.
Yeah, 100%.
Because sometimes, and there's like stories that I'll post from whatever I'm doing, only maybe get a couple hundred views on a story. Then I post another story another day, over 1,000 views on a story. So where's the consistency in that? Why is one story 1,000 some views, and why is the other one only a couple hundred views? You know,
there is no consistency. There's somebody sitting behind there going, I'm gonna be an idiot and I'm gonna do this video and I like this and I like that and that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because these people are the ones who build the algorithms.
Right.
So there is somebody there that's controlling this all.
There has to be.
There has to be. We don't know who it is, but.
Well, we should try to find
powers
them.
that be.
We should try to find them.
We're gonna have to talk to Elon. We have to talk to Elon.
We'll have to have
the conversation with Elon.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't even know how to explain the algorithm. Did you ever hear him when he talks on his?
A couple times.
He doesn't even know how to really explain it.
Yeah.
He can't because he says it's like it takes on a life form of its own.
Yeah.
Which is AI is going to take over for all of us too. So
that's next.
I've been seeing all those AI videos, and I go right to the comments, and they say AI ? This is definitely AI. Like things that are like they look real, and it's amazing, like how they're doing that. It's starting to trick people.
In a couple of years, we're not going to be able to tell.
I know, and that's going to be scary.
Yes. Yes, I say that what's going to happen is they're gonna fake an alien freaking invasion. That's what they're going to do to us. I don't know what they're going to do to try to keep us in line. They're going to do something. The powers that be, something's going to happen. They're gonna do something to scare us. Because look at how bad it is now that you can tell, but you're not going to be able to tell in a few years from now. It's going to be that way.
So Blake, if people wanted to try to find you, like where do they find you?
So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. So it's at the Big Man Show Live on Instagram. It's Blake Rossell on Facebook, Rossell. And then it's the Big Man's Report Live podcast on YouTube and on Spotify streaming. So you can, if you're in the car, if you're traveling, you want to listen.
If you're a big man and you want to listen.
If you're a big man and want to learn how to grow and get tall, watch my show. Not listen to anything that's illegal, the steroids, nothing like that. Just eat right.
Sure, I fucked up right there.
Thank you, Blake, for being on the show today. Thank you so much, and thanks you, Joe, for being my handsome and most wonderful co-host ever. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to I screw up a T. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Cats and Pudding. Have a great day.